Media and police department were completely shocked when a group of thieves robbed $100 million from this bank because it was believed that the vault in this bank is unbreakable as its doors were made up of pure steel weighing around 20 tons and the walls around here were also made up of iron. This vault could only be opened by the correct lock combination only known to the top bank officials. But not only thieves robbed this bank, but for 27 hours, police and bank officials had no idea that the bank has been robbed, that too with $100 million. But how this most successful heist in the history was executed? Before we find that, let's go to the day after the bank was robbed. On 19 July 1976, Nice, France. It was a Monday morning. The bank opened 5 minutes before its time, and all the workers and officials had reached their desk and started doing their job like any other day. Bank officials went to open up the vault door as it was the time for the customers to arrive. They unlocked the combination code and tried to open the door, but it did not open. They rechecked and tried again to open this door, but nothing happened. But this was not the first time that there was problem in the opening of the door, as this door weighted around 20 tons. That is why sometimes it used to get stuck while opening. So they called the vault maintenance company to check the door and open it up. The maintenance worker also tried everything they could do for a couple of hours, but the door did not open. They were confused. It felt to them that the door has been locked from inside. But it is impossible, as this heavy door was the only entry and exit from the vault. Now the crowd of customers was increasing outside the bank, and they all were waiting for the vault to open so that they could keep their valuables inside or take them out. They had been waiting outside for more than an hour, and they all started panicking as questions started bothering them why they were not allowed inside the bank. So the bank authority finally decided that they would dig a hole in the side wall of the vault so that they could find out why this door was not opening. So a small hole was made in the wall. As soon as the bank manager peeped inside the vault through that hole, his jaw dropped to the floor because hundreds of deposit boxes of the vault had been looted and all the valuables inside them were missing. The bank manager immediately informs the police, after which the police reaches the crime scene within few minutes, as this was one of the biggest heists in the city, not only the city but entire France. Now police further widened the hole and entered inside the vault, where they found out that thieves have robbed about 400 deposit boxes from which gold jewelry and money were missing, and they had welded the door from inside, because of which it was not opening. Along with this, thieves had also written a note on the wall, which meant without arms, without hate, without violence. The police noticed a small hole in the ground, a tunnel which meets the city sewer lines, and that led to a manhole in the city center. When the police reached inside the sewers, they found that these thieves have left 27 cylinders which they used to light the gas torch, and had also arranged for ventilation machines so that fresh air could enter the tunnel. In fact, police also find a kilometer-long electric wire. The value of whatever the thieves robbed was about 46 million francs, equivalent to $100 million in today's time. Every newspaper in France printed this news and also printed the bank's statement that anyone who gives information about the thieves will get a reward of 10,000 francs. Not only the bank's reputation had severely suffered by this incident, but also it was a heavy burden on the French police, as this was the biggest heist in the century, right under the nose of French police. For days and months, police officers interrogated hundreds of people, including people working in the bank, the customers of the bank, and every person who lived near the bank, but they gained nothing substantial to find those thieves. But after 3 months, in October 1976, police got a very big lead. One of the thieves was caught by the police after a tip from his own girlfriend. At first, he kept denying his involvement, and that he had nothing to do with this robbery. But the French government had given the full freedom to the French police to solve this case, which clearly means that French police could adopt any legal illegal means to catch the criminals and make them confess their crime, no matter to what extent they have to go. The police started doing the third-degree torture. He eventually broke down and told them everything he knew. After his statement, police find that the mastermind of this heist was Albert Spaghieri, who was also a photographer. As soon as his name was known, police immediately reached Albert's house and took him into custody and started questioning him. During interrogation, Albert told the police that he is just a photographer by profession and he does not know anything about any such heist. Police also questioned his neighbors. They all told him that he is a nice guy and lives a normal life. Now the police also started feeling that the man like Albert cannot be the mastermind of such big theft, but still they kept him in their custody and continued questioning him. But the things changed when police find grenades and smoke bombs in his house. They were sure that he is not a normal guy. Now they further started interrogating him in toughest ways possible. Albert broke down and confessed his crimes and tells the police that he is the mastermind of this theft. He also tells the police how he carried out this entire heist. After hearing this, the police were left stunned. He tells that the idea of robbing this bank came to his mind 2 years ago. He took a safe deposit box on the rent in that bank. Whoever rented a deposit box in that bank were allowed to go inside the vault without any guard so that they could keep their valuables inside the vault with privacy. Taking advantage of this, Albert took a camera with him inside and started taking photos of every corner of the vault. He first kept an alarm clock in his own locker and setting the alarm for the midnight. When the alarm rang, no one was alerted and neither did any security alarm was triggered. Now he was confirmed that there is no security system installed inside the vault. An idea came to his mind that he would enter this bank through the underground sewer system, as the underground sewer system in France was very big and connects every corner of the city. So he decides that he will dig a tunnel in the sewer line and reach the bank building through that. But it was not so easy and it was going to take a lot of hard work and time. Now he also gets a map of the sewer system from the city planning office. He teamed up with the local gang and began digging the tunnel. But before digging, he kept some people standing outside the sewer line so that they could inform the people digging inside about anyone's arrival, because he did not want to get anyone to get spooked about his intentions. After 9 weeks, they broke the wall of the bank's vault and entered inside it. It was like a dream come true for them. Now they started breaking the safety deposits one by one, and their eyes remained wide open on seeing the money, jewelry and gold coming out from them. After breaking 400 boxes, they escaped at 5 a.m. on the Monday morning, 19 July. But this was not the end of the story. Albert told everything to the police except the location where he had hid his money, and he told that he would only tell the location to the judge. Police took him into the trial where he confessed his crimes, and on the last day of his trial, he told that he would only tell the location of the loot to the judge, that too in a private, in alone. Judge accepted his request and called Albert in his office. Albert started telling him the details of the story one by one. He puts 3 papers in front of the judge, which had a complete map of the sewer system. The judge was having trouble understanding all this, and he gets very confused. Albert gets up from the chair and stands behind him so that he could explain everything to him easily. Now Albert started explaining everything in detail on the map. While judge was busy understanding the map, Albert turns towards the window behind the judge's chair and jumps from there. Because the judge's office was on the first floor, Albert easily reaches the roof of the car parked below, where one of the Albert's associates was already waiting for him with a motorcycle. Albert escapes from there on his motorcycle, and no one has seen Albert since that day. He disappeared forever. Although Albert sometimes used to send his photos and messages to the police through media and magazines as if he was teasing them, he was never caught by the police and remained jail-free until 1989 when he died due to lung cancer. He stole so much money just to live 15 years more. So that's the end of this video. I will see you all again in some other video with another interesting topic. Till then, goodbye.